step too far. They had a big run off of Jade's serve in the second game. Let's see if they can do that again here in the third. And you can see Anderson stayed on the left side of the court. They had a lot of success rolling the ball to her forehand on the right side in game number 2, so the strategy changes are happening. Olin very much in position for the backhand overhead there, just found the net. Tremendous serve by Weinbach there with big spin. Set up a ball that you do definitely want to drive, just got way too much of it, sailed it deep, missed the Jade ponytail, and we're at 4-1-2. Amazing hands by all players there. That was what got Weinbach and Anderson going in game 1, and they get it again here and have stretched out the lead to 5-1. And there's a lot of cheering for Anderson letting that ball sail deep after the couple of Weinbach let it go. We will catch a quick break as they switch sides here. Actually, let's keep it here. Let's talk about this match. We'll stay right here at the USA Pickleball Newport Beach Championships. This is one of the events that are part of the new USA Pickleball Championship Series, where golden tickets are available to win to get you locked into the USA National Championships down in Indian Wells. Again, folks, that's usually held in November. It'll be held in December this year at the amazing tennis garden down there where everyone loves to play pickleball. So here we are. We switch sides. The weather is up, folks. It's 70 degrees, partly cloudy. There's very little wind. You've seen a lot of lobs, but it's not. Sometimes you like to lob into the wind, really get that topspin lob deep. Here, wind's not a factor, so you just got to judge it just right. Switch sides. They're up 6-1. Will they add to it? Great job by Jade sitting on that, but wasn't able to get in front of that and get it down, and found the Weinbach forehand for the put away. He was definitely sitting on it. So that Ernie positioning certainly worked, just not the execution. That time the Ernie does work with a little help from the net. And again, big runs in each game here. Here we are, 6-point deficit. Can Jade and Olin find the magic they had in game number 2? Again, Anderson known for those beautiful roll. When that ball is up in her strike zone, she can roll that ball down at your feet. It's just really tough to get that back well executed. Really a point where all players hit something really good, and Anderson finishes it with the vintage two-handed backhand winner. Great job by Olin, like a Walenda brother up on the tight wire, trying not to put his paddle, his hand, or even one of those bright yellow shoes into the kitchen, was able to avoid it and win the point. Huge drive by Weinbach. Been trying to get that dialed in all match. That one was on point and creates a point. We're at 8-1. I like the pattern of the lob and then going behind Olin there, but wasn't able to execute it. Again, it's go time for Jade and Olin. 1-8 here in game number 3. Yeah, just the quality of the thirds hasn't been nearly as good from Jade and Olin here to put pressure on Anderson and Weinbach, and they are teeing off. Again, that one hops up, and that time Anderson was backing up in game 2. That time she stayed on balance, roped a forehand with perfect topspin on the line. Her game is right where she wants it to be here in game number 3. Just missed that one. It's one she'd like to have back, but when you've got a 7-point lead, it's easier to swallow that as a player. Olin unable to get back to that, so sort of an accidental, unexpected lob comes up. And we are 2 points from a win here in the second round of the senior mixed doubles. See if they call timeout here. They do indeed at 10-1. A little frustration setting in, jubilation on the other side. We will catch a quick break and be right back to see if they can finish this off in game number 3.
Hey, I'm Ben Johns, and I'm here to tell you why the pros prefer the Franklin X40 Pickleball. I really like the durability. It's pretty rare that I crack one of these. I really like the balance in the ball. I really love this ball because of the color. The visibility at any time during the day is always extremely easy to see, so I think it's not just for the players, it's also a great spectator ball.
All right, we are back. We are at match point. 10-1-2. Weinbach to serve to Jade. Oh, no. And that'll do it here, folks. Weinbach and Anderson advancing 11-1 in game number 3. We will be right back with a conversation with our winners right after this break.
Slightly favored backhand. But hand-eye coordination.
Hey, I'm Ben Johns, and I'm here to tell you why the pros prefer the Franklin X40 Pickleball. I really like the durability. It's pretty rare that I crack one of these. I really like the balance in the ball. I really love this ball because of the color. The visibility at any time during the day is always extremely easy to see, so I think it's not just for the players, it's also a great spectator ball.
Dave Fleming here. We are back with the victors from Championship Court. I've got Dave Weinbach and Chris Anderson here. Dave went 3. You looked like you had that in hand, up 4-0 in the second. What changed in the second, and then what were you able to do to take it in the third?
Well, we really took control early in that first game. Chris, I don't think, missed a ball in that first game. She was on fire, and we really were executing our game plan. In game 2, I didn't think we played horrible. They just really turned it up a notch, didn't really make any unforced errors, and were forcing us into errors. Paul was really rolling that forehand down the line and getting the ball down at Chris's feet and making life miserable for us. So credit to them in game 2. And then, game 3, the Princess took over here. There's a reason I like playing mixed doubles with the Newport Beach Princess, we call her.
So Chris, obviously struggled a bit in that second game. So what did you do mentally to be able to play as well as you did? Because you were lights out in the third. What did you change, or did you change anything?
Well, I just had to focus a little bit and think about what was going on and just get back into the game and just take it up a notch.
You also were lobbing quite a bit. Is that something you're working on? Why did you do so much lobbing in this match? Because it was definitely a part of what was going on there.
I wasn't aware that I was lobbing a lot, but
Well, a few of those were really what I call defensive lobs, where they were attacking her, and she was just trying to dig it out, and I don't think they were intentional lobs, but they worked in our favor, so we'll take it.
yeah, we'll take it.
All right, well, moving on. Weinbach, Anderson, congratulations. Good luck the rest of the way, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Slightly favored backhand. But hand-eye coordination.
Hey, I'm Ben Johns, and I'm here to tell you why the pros prefer the Franklin X40 Pickleball. I really like the durability. It's pretty rare that I crack one of these. I really like the balance in the ball. I really love this ball because of the color. The visibility at any time during the day is always extremely easy to see, so I think it's not just for the players, it's also a great spectator ball.
here in Newport Beach. So stay tuned and stay with us all day long. We've got 2 courts of coverage this morning, and then as this tournament advances, Dom Catalano will join me in the booth. He's calling his own court right now as well, and we'll take this all the way to the end. You know, when you think about the mixed doubles senior, you really want to see which of the teams is best in sync, which of the guys can sort of dictate the pace with the woman helping set that up and then setting herself up as well. We have very accomplished singles player here. Can Matthias bring that same energy and effort into mixed? Obviously, they are a confident team, having beaten perennial favorites and medalists Cammie McGregor and Mills Miller. So they've got to be feeling really good coming into this match, onto championship court, onto the live stream. So we'll have some confident players out here today for you folks. That is for sure. Again, Chris Anderson lives just 2 miles away, so got the home court advantage. And for those of you just joining us, the ball in play is the Franklin X40. So using that ball today, we'll be using it obviously all week here as we take you through 4 days of coverage. Tomorrow we will have pro singles for you to enjoy. Friday we will have men's and women's pro doubles, and Saturday we will finish off our coverage with pro mixed doubles. So lots of great action for you, and can't wait to bring it to you all week long. All right, so again, some good strategy. Johansen and Way discussing what they want to see. It's great to see lots of new players coming in and doing damage in these big tournaments. Again, this is a tournament with great prize money for the senior pros, so a lot of good players are in this draw. It's a thrill for me to call. I obviously battle these guys in the senior pro division as well, but great to see what they've got in their arsenal today and how they're going to find the right mix strategy, point creation to set themselves up. So we'll see what happens. I'm certain that Way and Johansen have not played a ton of matches against Weinbach and Anderson. So some of the time you walk out on the court and you know exactly what to expect off the paddle, what people are expecting when it's new. You know, what I recommend to people is if you are the favorite, you don't need to change anything. Stay with what you believe in. If I'm Wayne Johansen, I just won a big match, as I mentioned, against Mills Miller and Cammie McGregor. So whatever was working there, bring that to it and see how that fares against the number 2 seed here, Anderson and Weinbach. Obviously, Anderson and Weinbach love to attack. They've got all the shots. Anderson really found that forehand roll of hers and that two-handed backhand to help them run away with Game 3 in their last match. So a lot of confident players coming to the court here for us and for you guys. So thanks for tuning in on a Wednesday morning or afternoon, depending on where you are in this great country of ours. And isn't it great to have all the red, white, and blue here with July 4th weekend coming up? Pickleball plus the 4th of July. What could be better than that? I can't imagine. Maybe a nice hot dog and a nice cold beverage of your choice. I think for those of you who are just seeing Johansen and Wei for the first time, these are players that are going to be on live streams a lot throughout the year. So, this will be a good introduction for you. Both are singles players as well. So when you have accomplished singles players coming to doubles, how do they mold that? How do they use the drives? How do they use the big serves and returns to then set up the doubles game? We'll see that here with how they choose to set up points, strategize. Will Johansen be extremely aggressive in the middle? Obviously a tall man, long reach. Got that gearbox paddle. He'll be ready to go. And obviously Anderson and Weinbach, multi-time winners of championships across this country. They've seen it all. We'll see how they deal with some newcomers and somebody maybe they didn't expect to play, which is, draws are only draws. The results are what matter. And, no matter the score, you want your name to go to the right, and good on them for winning that second round battle. So it's going to take a few serves here, and then we will be ready to roll. Got Wei and Weinbach even introducing themselves a bit here on the near side of the court. So again, to set you up for those of you that are just tuning in, we have Carolyn Wei in the hat, dress, bright yellow shoes, and blue gearbox paddle, serving to her partner. We're warming up serving to our partners, Tyus Johansen, also using a gearbox paddle on the far side of the court. And then we have Chris Anderson hitting that onyx paddle over to Dave Weinbach, hitting serves back and forth here. So those are your teams. Those are your matchups. And we'll be ready to roll here shortly, folks. All right, we are about ready to get started here. Some quick hydration for our players, and then they will take their side, and folks, we'll have some awesome pickleball action here for you. Thrilled to be here again. Dave Fleming bringing you the USA Pickleball Newport Beach Championships. 2 courts of coverage this morning. We'll show you the gold medal matches with myself and Dom Catalano bringing you all of that together this afternoon. Perfect conditions, slight breeze, 70 degrees. Partly cloudy skies. And Brenda Ailey, our referee, is ready to get this match underway. So thanks for tuning in, folks. Chris Anderson just getting one last guzzle to be ready to rock and roll. A lot of strategy discussion here with Johansen and Wei. I love it. Okay, players are ready. Obviously hitting a big, deep first serve to get started on the live stream. Here we go. There's that Johansen big forehands, very effective in singles. I'm sure he loves that he got one to rip right off the gate here. And if that's any indication of how much he's going to be all over the place, he ran almost to the far baseline to rip another forehand, which caught the net, but they were able to win the point. Phenomenal stab by Johansen there to keep that in play. Weinbach pushes it deep away, not be able to get that back in play. And 2 quick points, though. That's what Weinbach and Anderson want. They want to be ripping the ball in the hitting zone there. Nice job by Johansen again. If you can take that floating third, not let that get to your partner, it's so effective. Weinbach not able to block that back in the court. Way takes a high ball, goes down, attacks low. Well executed there. And we're at 2-1. Carolyn Way again serving here to Dave Weinbach. Johansen goes for the big two-handed rip. That sails deep. This is full octane ripping the ball from the baseline so far from Way and Johansen. They've gotten a lead off of it. We'll see if they continue with that strategy. They're making sure with Brenda Ailey, our referee, that they're in the right position. Johansen is clearly committed to aggressive, getting in there as much as he can. A little late. If you're going to go, you got to go. He committed a bit late there and put that volley in the net. Great attack by Johansen there. Expect to see them switch out of this positioning here, which they do. Very confused. In fact, Wade did not even come in behind her return there, so a lot of confusion there. Sort of, for football fans, we had an I formation with a fullback and a running back behind. Not ideal pickleball, though, folks. So here they're declaring right up front that Way will stay off the court and just slide into the right side. Again, Johansen finding thirds that he can take. He's got that long reach. Rolled that ball. So reaching is one thing, but rolling it at the feet even better. Well executed. So Weinbach standing well into the Anderson side of the court to cut off those Johansen drives, and that pays off. Okay, foot fault on the serve. So Way steps on the line on the serve, called by Brenda Ailey. And that's a side out, folks. You cannot touch the baseline with your foot when you serve. We had both a foot fault and a miss. That does not get you 2 faults. Just ends the point one time. So 2-3-2. Again, I formation. Way stays back. Johansen taking everything up close, and it worked. See how that develops. Nice topspin lob in the middle of that point by Johansen to sort of get himself out of trouble. And then got a forehand he really wanted to drive, just missed it. There's another one that sails long. Again, Johansen all over the court here. Good deep return by Johansen. So that's the challenge with that positioning. If Wei is unsure which side to go and is late getting to the kitchen line, she's caught in the transition area with Weinbach on the attack. That is not going to end well for them. The Anderson third just wide there. Three, 3-2. And that sails long, and again, very unique strategy, letting Johansen stand in the middle, and then Wei's got to chase which side he does not cover. And that ball's up. Chris Anderson's going to hit it down and hit it down for a winner, but they are not changing strategy. They are bringing it, but when you bring it and you drive it, if it's up at all, that point is going to be over and not in your favor. So they're committed to this. Let's see how this continues to develop. It's 3-all. When you have a guy with the reach of Johansen that's that aggressive, you have a very small pocket for Chris Anderson to see and hit that third and just miss that one. And again, aggressively taking that ball in the middle. Nice roll. Really putting pressure on Weinbach and Anderson to be precise with their thirds. Forehand rolls just wide off of Anderson's paddle, and Wei and Johansen jump up 4-3. Great reset by Anderson, who was not in a good position. You know, folks, you always want to just get another one back and make them have to attack. Johansen had a ball he liked, ripped the two-handed backhand, but caught the net. Again, Johansen all over the court, very aggressive. Had what he liked there, just wasn't able to finish it. Return sails a bit deep, and we're knotted at 4 here in game 1. Pressure, pressure, pressure. What do you do about that? find the way to drop the ball in front of Wei, make her play a little more, keep him honest, go behind him. Just like that, ball's a little high, but still making him, being Johansen, slide over to the left and hit a backhand. His forehand has been massive so far. Johansen attacked but found the Weinbach forehand in the middle and wasn't able to have his paddle ready, and suddenly we're at a 6-4 lead for Anderson and Weinbach. Great drop volley by Johansen there. It's been power, power, power. Nice to see a little finesse. So deep return makes that forehand drive a lot more difficult, and Weinbach is pinching that hard. You'll see him, folks, sliding well into Anderson's side of the court. Nice low drive there, and it's 5-6-2. Johansen using that forehand not just in the middle of the point, but hitting that serve heavy. And you can blame me, folks. 6-6-1, Anderson to serve. Very interesting strategic battle here. Found Wei's feet, popped it up, set up a winner for Anderson. They nudge ahead. Johansen and Wei considering a timeout, and they do decide to execute it, so we will be staying right here, folks. And what have we seen? Well, we've seen a very intriguing matchup. Johansen all over the court. Wei having to guess some of the time behind him. His forehand has been electric throughout the match. His reach has been effective, but what if Weinbach and Anderson playing their game? You know he's going to get some. You know he's going to miss some. You need to keep him honest, which they have here. Couple of effective deep serves that have created misses and setups to find Wei. How can they get Wei into the match here? Anderson and Weinbach, they certainly did at the 6-all point to get to 7-6. Love the timeout there by Johansen and Wei to settle this back in. And here we are at 8-6. Tough luck off the tape for Anderson there. Johansen probably took a ball that Wei could have hammered there, and that created all sorts of trouble, and he was off balance. And when you are running side to side this much, it's so important to get back on balance, unable to do so there for the error. Oh. Johansen hits the deck. He seems fine. Hate to see that anytime. He says he's fine. They're going to take a timeout, a well-deserved timeout after anytime someone hits the deck. We want to make sure, number one, safety first. He says he's fine, but I like that timeout. Obviously, not just that he just hit the deck, but here we are at game point. Johansen has been covering a lot of ground, a lot of energy here. In a couple of places in the last couple of points, perhaps took a ball that Wei was actually in a good position to hit. It's a very solid player there, so find what she can do to help set that up. If it's just a one-man show, that's going to be really hard to win against two talented players on the other side of the net. So use Wei to set up Johansen is something I'd like to see them do a little more often. Johansen is, when you fall, you go and plant that hand down to brace it, and he is definitely wiggling that right wrist of his. I am hopeful that will not affect his play here. He seems to be okay. Boy, I hate to see anyone hit the ground here in a match, but he seems to be just fine, which is great. So Weinbach and Anderson have stretched this out to a game point here, and we're at 10-6-2. Anderson tried to keep him honest by going behind him. Has that lethal two-handed backhand, just missed it wide. Great volley by Weinbach. Tougher way to find where to position herself in the middle of that barrage. The way drive is up in the wheelhouse of Weinbach, who puts it away down the line, well struck, and another game point is on the paddle of Chris Anderson. And that will do it here. 11-6 game one, tight to about 6-all, and then Anderson and Weinbach run away with it. We will be back after some commercial messages here at the USA Pickleball Newport Beach Championships.
Hey, I'm Ben Johns, and I'm here to tell you why the pros prefer the Franklin X40 Pickleball. I really like the durability. It's pretty rare that I crack one of these. I really like the balance in the ball. I really love this ball because of the color. The visibility at any time during the day is always extremely easy to see. So I think it's not just for the players, it's also a great spectator ball.
Slightly favored backhand. Much hand-eye coordination.
All right, we are back. Dave Fleming here, and game two, Chris Anderson to serve. Again, going behind Johansen right off the bat here. Backhand flick volley rolls just deep off the Johansen paddle. Wei standing literally off the court for that point right there. That backhand sails deep, and Wei and Johansen need to get something going here. We're tight in that first game midway through, and then weren't able to get it going, and now a missed serve. Momentum certainly on the Weinbach and Anderson side. Have a side out there, and 2-0-1 Chris Anderson, 2 serve. Great shot by Anderson to keep Johansen honest. So far over into the Wei side of the court, and she is literally standing off the court right now. Literally was not on the court. I'm not sure what that intention or strategy was there, but a winner was hit right in the court that she vacated, and a timeout is called. And we will be right back after these breaks at the USA Pickleball Newport Beach Championships. And the break will be me, folks, so lucky you. And stats. So let's look at the stats from Game 1. Winners, Anderson and Weinbach, 9-6. The unforced errors were relatively similar. I think the big difference, as we saw throughout the match, is Johansen and Wei are not dropping the ball ever. This is nonstop drive fest from them, and it got them even in the first game. But Game 2 has followed the pattern of the second half of Game 1, which is mistakes and winners off the Anderson and Weinbach side. The timeout does create a service error, so here we are at 4:02. Good timeout there. Get the ball back quickly, too. There's nothing better. Just a big sigh of relief. You're down 4. Get that ball back after a timeout where a strange point took place. See if they can get something. Forehand inside out by Johansen. You can see on a ball hit like that why he is so tough in singles. Yes. Weinbach is just telling me, and I agree with him, that that ball hit dead center on the line by Johansen. Let's see if that can propel them to a little bit of a run here. Johansen with another winner, and it's 2-4. 2-4-1, Carolyn Wei to serve to Chris Anderson. Again, the quality of the drive is critical, so if the drive is not where it needs to be and it's up, Weinbach will pounce. 2-4-2. What a play by Anderson to scoop that ATP around the post, sort of carried it on her paddle right around there. Brilliantly executed. You have to be so patient with that ball and let it get wider than the post. Well done by Anderson. Johansen left the backhand up, and Weinbach took full advantage of that. Yes, folks, we can have a dink point on occasion in this match. So first one in a while, quite frankly, goes in favor of Wei and Johansen. 5-2-2. Just again, not able to get up because she doesn't know exactly where to get to, and that's tough. So Caroline Wei trying to figure that out. Great job by Anderson again. Wei showing a frustration with the paddle. Toss in the air. She did not throw it. Don't want to even begin to imply that. Just toss it up to herself to catch it. But great job of finding and getting that ball behind Johansen. So you can shake and bake with a third shot drop, which Anderson set up Weinbach brilliantly there. And suddenly this is 8-2 and a little bit of frustration on the Wei and Johansen side, and Anderson and Weinbach cooking on all cylinders here. So you hear us talking about shake and bake, so what does that mean? That means either a third shot drive or drop is hit, and your partner, usually, you can do it yourself though, goes and finishes a ball that is hit up. The shake is the third shot, drop or drive, and then the fifth shot is the bake. Beautiful there. You know, sometimes shake and bake is actually set up better with a third shot drop if it is at the feet and penetrating with lots of topspin. That's Anderson's specialty, her forte. Put it down at the feet, and Weinbach easily there to clean it up and to create the timeout. So this one's getting away from Wei and Johansen. Can they settle this back in here? It's 8-2. They've used both their timeouts, which, as I often say, you can't take them home. Here we go, 8-2-2. Exact same shake and bake there. Perfect drop by Anderson. Beautifully executed. Net was their friend there because the going behind Johansen strategy continues to pay off. And can they put a run together? They certainly did at the beginning of game number 1. But it's go time, 2-9-1. Just a little relentless pressure. Weinbach, great communication with Anderson about who's hitting what. 2-9-2, making sure they're in position. Nice deep topspin serve by Johansen there. Finally gets him off two. Been there a while. Johansen flying in there, caught, moving, caught not, set, popped up the backhand volley, and Anderson will love to have many of those throughout this and every tournament. 9-3-1, 2 points from a victory. Weinbach calls the ball out, and Anderson overrules, which I believe was the right call. So Anderson immediately says, nope, ball is good, 9-3-2. That one does sail deep, and here we are at match point. Way and Johansen got the ball back there in a point where Johansen was in deep trouble on the cross-court dink, but was able to fight out of it. Can they run some points here to make this interesting in game 2? Got what he wanted and apparently has some soccer skills as well, as we see there, but couldn't finish that point. So for those of you watching the Euro Cup, Mr. Johansen definitely, I'm sure, enjoys that as well, watching that footwork. But here we are, 3-10-2. Great short angled volley by Anderson, and match point again on their paddles. Shake and bake was there again, just missed by Weinbach. Again, beautiful touch by Johansen. Weinbach screaming yours to Anderson when both are pinned to the baseline. That's when you want to use that drop volley. Brilliantly executed by Johansen. They get the ball back again. Let's see if they can do something with it. Great volley right back at Way there. Phenomenal get by Carolyn Way there, but couldn't handle the reply by Chris Anderson. Match point again. Can they finish it off and advance on this one? Way pushes the forehand volley deep, and that'll do it. 11-6, 11-3. Chris Anderson, Dave Weinbach. Moving on, we'll be right back after these messages here at the USA Pickleball Newport Beach Championships.
Slightly favored backhand. Much hand-eye coordination.
I'm Ben Johns, and I'm here to tell you why the pros prefer the Franklin X40 Pickleball. I really like the durability. It's pretty rare that I crack one of these. I really like the balance in the ball. I really love this ball because of the color. The visibility at any time during the day is always extremely easy to see, so I think it's not just for the players, it's also a great spectator ball.
All right, Dave Fleming here back at the Newport Beach USA Pickleball. We're here with Chris Anderson and Dave Weinbach again. Congratulations, guys, on that win. Very interesting match when you have literally Johansen playing almost 95% of the court. It was amazing.
We were
What?
just talking about, Chris and I were just talking exactly. That was one of the strangest mixed doubles matches I've ever been a part of, pro or senior pro. It was really interesting. And, you know, Chris made a comment that, you know, Carolyn's a very accomplished player, and she should have been able to, he should have let her play the court more, because there was a point in time where she was totally out of her rhythm. And as you saw, Dave, she was standing off the court, which is why I drove that ball down the line. So it's an interesting strategy. It paid off for them in the first match. They beat one of the top seeded teams, Miller and McGregor, and I'm sure they used that same strategy. So they came into this match thinking that would win. But, you know, Chris is such a good volleyer. Chris has a great tennis background, and she's very comfortable, as you saw, when people bring pace to her. And I just kept saying to her, make him pay. Make him pay when he drives it at you. Make him pay. And I learned that from Steve Taylor in Las Vegas last year. Make people pay.
So they certainly made him pay, and the other way you made him pay, Chris, is a lot of shake and bake off your third shot drops. Was that something you talked about? I mean, obviously, your topspin roll is something that's really effective.
Yeah, it was working for us today. You know, just trying to get behind Matthias, which is so hard. He's so fast. He's an incredible singles player, and his quickness is unbelievable. So, you know, just trying to make a move and get him to have to reach for a ball. It's not easy.
Yeah, I thought you guys did a great job of then even dropping the ball behind him throughout that. So, Anderson, the local 2 miles away from here, ready to move on to the next one with her partner, Dave Weinbach. Congratulations, guys. Good luck. Go get some hydration. We'll see you later today.
Thanks, Dave.
Dave Fleming here at the Newport Beach USA Pickleball Championships. We'll be right back after this. All right, folks, we are back. Marrero serving to Jen Dawson. Coming out firing here in game number 1 of this winner's bracket semifinal. Again, to set the stage, you have Julie Johansen, the lefty. Her partner, Marrero, serving. Dane Gingrich in the red Electrum shirt with the hat on backwards, and then Jennifer Dawson in the aqua dress on the far side returning here. Again, Marrero, very aggressive player. You're going to see him active on the court. Nice job by Dawson to go behind him. Nice deep volley by Julie Johansen there. Phenomenal defense by Gingrich, being set, steady, didn't give up on the point, and it forced an error. Gingrich just misses wide there. See how this match settles in. A lot of people like to crack the ball, certainly. Jen Dawson, very accomplished singles player. Gingrich finishes that, and Dawson and Gingrich are coming in here having won several tournaments in a row. So on a rampage, have been playing great, have been winning, top of the podium. See if they can keep that going here today. Great job by Dawson rolling that down to set up the attack. And obviously in pickleball, folks, sometimes it was a shot 3 shots ago that set up the ultimate winner. You got to just stay on it. Dawson able to take that ball, roll it down at the feet. Excellent execution there. Marrero again, the deep return, and quick 4-2 lead for Dawson and Gingrich, our #1 seed here today. Again, perfect angle. The ball is in the booth, folks. I get another souvenir. Julie's coming to get it behind me here, but some confusion on positioning there. Certainly Julie was trying to figure out how far Merchant was going. Well done by Gingrich and Dawson, up 5-2. Johnson attacks in the middle, and that is not where she wants to put that ball. Just Gingrich waiting there for it. Comes right back at her, too, to win the point. See if they switch it up. They don't like that pattern. Stay on the same, and they do choose to stay. Net cord created an opportunity there for Gingrich, and sails it wide. A lot easier to deal with that when you're in the middle of a nice run as they are. We've got the great Jim Ryan calling this for us. USA Pickleball certified referees on all of these matches you'll see here today, and a great group. Nice forehand volley there by Johansen, the angle, beautiful. When you keep the forehands on the outside while you create a problem in the middle with two backhands there, you certainly have those angles available from the forehands, and beautifully executed by the lefty there. Caught Johansen trying to sneak up another couple feet there. When you're on the move, that's a tough ball to dig out right at her feet. Another souvenir coming right at me here. I've got the best seat in the house. I always say it, unless I'm on the court. Lob came up a bit short there. Gingrich puts it away with ease, and we are at 6-2-1. Jen Dawson to serve to Marrero. That will not deter Jen Dawson at all. She will be driving that wicked forehand all day long. Great defense by Gingrich. I really like the point Marrero played there. He wanted the ball to be hit down the line because he was moving in that direction to poach, but Gingrich with the defense again. And a nice drop. See if they consider a timeout here or not. Forehand sail's a bit long, but let's see if Marrero and Johansen can settle in here and get their strategy going, setting up the Marrero forehand in the middle of Johansen. Getting caught in the transition zone quite a bit off of fourth shot volleys, and the fifths are either trouble or out. Yeah, just haven't been able to get to the line at all here so far. The quality of the thirds, again, the quality of your third shot enables you to get in there. Here's the timeout. And let's see where we are in this bracket here, folks. We have seen earlier today Anderson and Weinbach win a 3-game fight with Jade and Olin, then just played Way and Johansen to advance to the winter bracket final. On the bottom side of the bracket, Dawson and Gingrich took out Bagby and Rivera. Johansen and Marrero with a slight upset. From the seeds, it's definitely an upset. Beat Jennifer Lucore and Kevin Booth, so they came into this with some nice momentum, having won that match. That's a 50-50 match, real tight one. They come out of it on top, and here they are with a lot of Dawson and Gingrich, our #1 seed challenges, because they are bringing it. Again, the Gingrich defense making Marrero, and Johansen have to hit another ball. And there have been errors on those throughout this first game. Oh, Jen Dawson loves to paint that two-handed backhand down the line. Just pulled it maybe an inch wide. I had a great view out of it. It was definitely wide, but that's what you want to do. You want to keep an aggressive guy like Murcha honest. Just everything working for Dawson and Gingrich. Net cords even their friend. Just high level pressure, defense, everything's working. How do you combat that? With a deep return that skids off the line, forcing the third shot error. Marrero has a big serve. Can he get that to get it going? That's not the big serve right there. Gingrich goes with the left-hand volley instead of hitting the two-hander there, and that does not produce a point for or a stop for his team. Let's see if Marrero goes for the serve again. Not the he can really crack it. And some fancy footwork. Jim Ryan looking right at it, but is able to show why he is version of Dancing with the Stars in the pickleball form. Murch is your partner, ladies. Great chance. There's great hands by Julie Johnson and a come on. This is a team that plays on emotion. They've won together quite a bit. Able to get the ball down there, but not able to deal with that forehand roll dink off of the Dawson Pro Kennex paddle. Much better lower drive there from Marrero. Momentum of the spin takes that off the net but wide, and here we are at game point again for Dawson and Gingrich. Dawson can't find that forehand down the line there. She wants it. Certainly executed it a million times in her career. Johnson and Marrero get the ball back again. So can they find another run here and put even more pressure on? Obviously, a much more confident. You can see just the way they're walking around the court is more confident. Great hands by Johnson to stay in that point, but Gingrich finishes and a come on of his own. It's a come on fest here, everybody. 6-10-2. Johnson to serve. Got what they wanted there for sure. Ball up in the strike zone of Marrero, just cracked it long, and we're at game point again. Great job by Johnson of keeping Gingrich honest over there. Got it behind him. Beautiful finish by Mircha. Caught him again on the backhand side, and this starts to get in your head a little bit when you're multiple 4, 5 match points for that you haven't been able to execute. Can Marrero keep the pressure on? Really nice dipping forehand, and there's a timeout on the other side. So we have definitely seen the tide turn. Can they get it all the way there, or will they just have to carry that momentum into game 2? Because that's a match when it's 2 out of 3. That first game is important to establish, all right, how do we feel about this matchup? Where do we want to go? How do we feel? And I'm certain that at the beginning of this game number 1 that Johnson and Marrero did not have a lot of answers, but now the drives are a little crisper. They're getting Johnson involved. Johnson has certainly set up Marrero to help fuel this. She's been keeping Gingrich honest. Then on the other side, you got to go, hey, we had a big lead. That's a big lead produces an opportunity here. Get the ball back and get that last point we need and move on. So interesting to see if the momentum can continue, Marrero to serve. Yep, everything on that point was up. Jen Dawson loves a ball that's up. Beautifully executed by her there. And nice timeout by those guys. There's that patented Dawson low penetrating step back. It's not a dink, it's not a drive, it's somewhere in between, and they're at match point, or excuse me, game point again. That ball's definitely sailing lawn, but Dawson couldn't stop the swing. Goes wide, and 2 more game points are missing and gone. Can Johansen and Marrero tie this up? Again, great forehand volley by Dawson. Marrero to serve, 7-10. Sails that wide and not able to take advantage of this long run of keeping Dawson and Gingrich at 10. Good hands by Johansen on a good drive by Dawson. Another match point, or game point, sorry. Great return, set that up. The third was high, and guess who has the ball back? Johansen and Marrero. Johnson's sitting on that forehand, so when someone's sitting on that one side of their body, you know that paddle's going to be ready. Great exchange there. Unable to finish it. Again, balls up just a bit. Dawson's able to attack it. Gingrich and Dawson aren't even considering switching sides, so they're going to stick with what got them to the 10. And a changeup stays in, and after many attempts, Dawson and Gingrich finally able to get that 11th point. We will be right back with game number 2. We are in the winner's bracket semifinal here at the USA Pickleball Newport Beach Championships. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Ben Johns, and I'm here to tell you why the pros prefer the Franklin X40 Pickleball. I really like the durability. It's pretty rare that I crack one of these. I really like the balance in the ball. I really love this ball because of the color. The visibility at any time during the day is always extremely easy to see, so I think it's not just for the players, it's also a great spectator ball.
slightly favored backhand. But hand-eye coordination.
All right, Dave Fleming back here at the USA Pickleball Newport Beach Championships. We're going into game number 2. Jen Dawson to serve to Marrero. And a beautiful shake and bake setup. The Dawson forehand is a great weapon in mixed to set up the shake and bake strategy. Gingrich knew he wanted to let that go, but the paddle was there. Couldn't get it out of the way too late. And you also noticed that Johansen and Marrero stayed, so they didn't switch. They kept the forehands on the outside with the lefty Johansen. With Merchant coming so far over there, just a simple volley put him on the run, and he left the backhand up for an easy finish. Great combo by Dawson there. You go behind. You know you're not going to have something coming off the Marrero paddle that's tough when you make him reach, and she was ready and finished. Really well executed. See, Gingrich likes to spin the serve. You'll see him spin it and cut it way out wide to make it more difficult. He'll top spin a lob serve like that one. Good drive right at the body by Dawson. Jump out like they did in the first game, jumped out quick and then had to finish under a little bit of pressure. There's the cut slice serve off the Gingrich Electrum paddle. Again, drop, balls in the air, right in the Jen Dawson mid-body hitting zone. She just wrecked a forehand there. Dawson caught a little bit off balance there on that. Good start for the Dawson Gingrich squad, up 4-0 here in game number 2. Again, without the Marrero forehand to be a weapon in the middle, they have taken advantage when they've stayed out wide to keep him out of the point, and they are up 5-0 because of that and their execution. Let's look at the stats from game number 1. And what do we see here? We see a lot of winners on the Dawson and Gingrich side, 15 to just 6 for Johansen and Marrero. Unforced errors, and I think that you see that 17 there for Dawson and Gingrich. I think it was about 5, and when they got to 10, the unforced errors sort of all percolated to the top, but they happened when they had the ball, when they were serving, so they weren't painful in that sense. You can see a lot of drives coming from Johansen and Marrero, not a surprise. Mirch is going to drive those all the time. And, you know, at the end of the day, they got to 10. They were there for a while, but they got over the top. And then Gingrich and Dawson have a solid 5-0 lead here. Let's see if the timeout helps them out. Great finish by Marrero there. And a smart timeout. So we saw this in game 1. They were able to peck away and get close, couldn't get over the top. Can they get something going here? That's the difference. I mean, the Marrero forehand in the senior pro game is one of the biggest weapons of anybody when it's low. I mean, that's dipping at Dawson's feet. That's just a real tough ball to handle. The ball's up. Dawson's going to hit it down. Brilliantly executed with that forehand topspin roll, and what set that up was a much better return. Dawson had a nice deep return, didn't let Marrero tee off. Marrero caught. Should I grab that one? Certainly Johansen was ready behind it. Just went off the edge of the paddle. The Ernie was not the timing that Johansen wanted, was still able to get it and not fault. Marrero not able to get the paddle down. Here we are at 6-1 in game number 2. Great hands by Gingrich. Even went to paddle tap that one. Marrero was sitting on the backhand and ready to go, but Gingrich able to stab it down, and they're up 7-1. Another Dawson forehand drive, and it's 8-1. We've seen this fish before, though, folks, from game number 1, but the body language of the two teams looks a little different. Let's see if they can keep the 8-1 roll going. Short return. Gingrich goes for the drive. Did not hit it as he had hoped. Couple of aggressive forehand misses, and can Johansen and Marrero get back to setting themselves up, get to the kitchen, get that ball out of the strike zone of Dawson, who has been hurting them when it's up. When it's been down, it's been 50-50. Nice slice return. Johansen tried to run around it and drop that forehand all the way back cross court. That is asking a lot to execute that well, and found the net. Couple of good returns by Gingrich there, keeping that away from the Marrero forehand. Don't want to get your opponent on a roll on their favorite shot. Nice returns there. Johansen trying to sneak in, but if that drive is high, Dawson can put your partner who's in the transition zone in a lot of trouble. 8-4-1, Dawson to serve. And here we go. We're at 8-4. Can they continue to chip away? Great point by both Marrero and Johansen as far as positioning on the court. Johansen filled the far side of the court well there, and here we are, 5-8-1. We will stay right here. So it's interesting, we've seen the exact same game twice here. We've seen Dawson and Gingrich jump out to a big lead. Johansen and Marrero trying to fight back. How have they been able to do that? Two things have happened. Number one, they have been able to put the ball down at the feet of Dawson primarily and Gingrich. And then on the other side, Dawson and Gingrich have missed several thirds in a row on their side when they had the ball at 8. So some forehands went astray. Missed a fifth ball in there as well. So they haven't been quite as sharp when they've gotten out to the lead. Now suddenly they're only up 3, and they're staring at 5-8-1. See if Gingrich goes down the line again with the cut return to keep the Marrero forehand out of the mix here. No, he goes to the backhand. And that was able to keep Marrero engaged, but unfortunately all the footwork at the kitchen line did create a fault there, so it's 5-8-2. Really nice combo by Gingrich there. Nice little drop to get Johansen on the run, and then did not panic when that ball was up, just placed it behind Marrero. Really nice combo platter at the buffet there for Gingrich. There's the difference. That's how they got the lead with the forehand drives. That one was nice and low, 9-5. Which creates pressure that you want to have a deeper return. That gets missed, and suddenly here we are at match point. Again, using those timeouts. Use those timeouts. It worked last time, got the ball back. Maybe they're thinking about what happened in game 1 where they were on 10 for what seemed like an eternity. And we're going to go to a break here at the USA Pickleball Newport Beach Championships. We'll be back right after this.
Slightly favored backhand. But hand-eye coordination.
All right, we are back. It is match point on Jennifer Dawson's paddle here, 10-5-1. Great serve, set up a meaty ball in the middle, and Gingrich wanted to drive it, then remembered maybe he missed one, then tried to roll it, and was not what he meant to do there, that's for sure. Gingrich closes it with a forehand volley that Marrero could not handle. It's 11-7, 11-5. Our number 1 seed is advancing to the pro senior mixed doubles winners bracket final. We'll talk to Jennifer Dawson and Dane Gingrich right after this.
Hey, I'm Ben Johns, and I'm here to tell you why the pros prefer the Franklin X40 Pickleball. I really like the durability. It's pretty rare that I crack one of these. I really like the balance in the ball. I really love this ball because of the color. The visibility at any time during the day is always extremely easy to see, so I think it's not just for the players, it's also a great spectator ball.
slightly favored backhand. But hand-eye coordination.
All right, Dave Fleming back here with our winners. Jen Dawson, Dane Gingrich, moving on to the winners bracket final. Jen, when you're playing against somebody as aggressive as Murcha, what was the strategy going in here to kind of keep that under control?
Hit everything to Julie. Well, I mean, he does. He moves so much that it does put a lot of pressure on you, but we're just trying to keep the ball away from him.
Yeah, and they did some mixing it up. They actually left Julie on the left-hand side of the court. Dane, you got to 10 and then were there for a long time in game number one. Yeah, what was going through your mind as that was happening?
I mean, it's pickleball, right? So you can never take anything for granted. So you're just trying to stay disciplined and just get our third down. I couldn't get my third down for Jen, and I kept getting her punished. But you just try to stay and not panic and realize it's just 1 point and just do your best to get that next point.
Yeah, and so here we are. We've got our number 1 and number 2 seeds.
No, number 1.
Coming, yes, number 1 and number 2. That's what I said. Number 1 and number 2 seeds. So let's just be clear. The one is next. The one is next to your name on the scoreboard.
Only because it's Weinbach. Only because it's Dave.
Yeah. So it is accurate as I just said it. So you played them a few times and had success. What do you expect to happen here in this next one?
I mean, it's going to be a battle, right? We joke all the time, and we've been blessed to get them the last couple times. But again, it's pickleball. Chris and Dave are amazing. And I'm just going to jump on this young lady's back. That's all I'm here to do.
I think it's the other way around, but that's all right. But they're always tough. I mean, it's going to be a battle no matter what, and we just got to try to get one more ball back, right? So.
Yeah, you definitely won with offense and defense in this match, which was impressive. We look forward to this. I look forward to calling it. Congratulations, you guys. Good luck in keeping this train rolling.
Thanks,
you bet.
Dave.
You bet. So, guys, we're going to have a great winners bracket final coming up later today. I'm Dave Fleming. We'll be right back here at the USA Pickleball Newport Beach Championships.
Slightly favored backhand. But hand-eye coordination.
I'm Ben Johns, and I'm here to tell you why the pros prefer the Franklin X40 Pickleball. I really like the durability. It's pretty rare that I crack one of these. I really like the balance in the ball. I really love this ball because of the color. The visibility at any time during the day is always extremely easy to see, so I think it's not just for the players, it's also a great spectator ball.
All right, hi everybody. Dave Fleming here, back at the USA Pickleball Newport Beach Championships. We are watching the Pro Senior Mixed Doubles today. Thrilled to bring it to you, and this is part of USA Pickleball's Championship Series. Thrilled to call the action for you. And let me set the stage for the match you're about to watch. We have Jen Lucore, one of the most accomplished senior women pros in the game, playing with a very accomplished partner, Kevin Booth. So two very familiar names here. They're playing against a couple of folks maybe you've seen, maybe you haven't, but let's set the stage. The lefty in the blue with the white visor is Natalie Bagby. She's from France, and she is a former WTA tennis player. She was #1 in France, was number 41 in the world in tennis and singles, number 35 in doubles. So you're going to see serious tennis coming off her paddle. She just started playing pickleball in September, so less than a year, and here she is on the biggest stage of pickleball, ready to battle on the live stream. So look forward to seeing her. She's the lefty. Her partner, Julio Rivera from Santa Monica, Mr. Underground Pickleball. He's been playing about two years. Very solid, very good player. It's going to be fun to see this combination in action against Lucore and Booth. Lucore and Booth came in as the 4th seed. Just to be clear on Natalie Bagby, grew up in France, grew up in Normandy, Paris, has now been in Pacific Palisades, so a Californian for a long time. They are the 8th seed. Lucore and Booth are the 4 seed. And folks, this is 1 game to 15. We are in the back draw here with a chance to come around and still win this. So we're going to hit a few serves here before we get going, and again, we'll switch sides at 8, but to reset for those of you just joining us, it couldn't be better conditions for players. It's a slight partly cloudy sky, very slight breeze, isn't affecting the play whatsoever. 72 beautiful SoCal degrees out here. It's just what you'd want to play in. Our referee today from Chico, California is Mike Kunis, and he'll be guiding us through this match. Again, 1 game to 15, and again, for those of you just jumping in, we are using the Franklin X40 ball here today at the USA Pickleball Newport Beach Championship. So a lot of excitement to come here. Who's going to get to 15 first? We talk about milestones, who gets to 8 first and has the lead at the switch. Then double figures are just sometimes the big deal for the mind. Who gets to 10? This is going to be a good battle, and I look forward to seeing an accomplished tennis player in Natalie Bagby and Mr. Underground Pickleball, Julio Rivera, and Jen Lucore to serve. Here we go. Quick side out, obviously, for those of you paying close attention. We have 2 lefties on the far side, so that's always tough for the opponent to figure out where are the backhands, where do I want to drop it. And Rivera comes forward and cracks a forehand. Two outrageous net gets by Booth there to not just only get them, but get them in a place where they can still fight on in the point. Usually those are over. Great hustle by Booth. Drive was up, but Lucore just hits it down a little too much for the error, and we're at 2:02. Bagby very solid on that volley. You can see the tennis in that paddle face out in front, very well struck. They're up 3-0 again. 1 game to 15 here, folks. So let's see what they do. Do they put the Rivera forehand? They do indeed switch to that. Great hands by Lucore there on the attack from Bagby. That volley sails just long, so Bagby and Rivera switched on the first one, did not switch on the second one, trying to figure out, again, 2 lefties. Great job by Booth setting up that mess in the middle. Puts it away, and that 3-point lead is GONE. We're at 3-all.
Okay, well we're splitting the stream right now. They're gonna take their stream down when we go to you guys. So we're gonna so actually I'm gonna bump up.
Great attack by Booth down the line, sets up the angle put away, and little 4-point run right here, and we are smart timeout there by Bagby and Rivera. 3-point lead evaporated. We're going to run it to a commercial here while Bagby and Rivera think about it. We'll watch some commercials here at the Newport Beach Championships. All right, we are back. Lucore and Booth serving 4-3-1. Call timeout and get a ball off the tape. Not what you had in mind. That's the way pickleball works sometimes. You got to just take a deep breath and go, okay, what got us to 3-0? Let's get the ball down. Great hands by Booth to keep them alive in that point, but good finish by Bagby. Again, 1 game to 15 here. Great shot, keeping Booth honest by Bagby. Beautifully executed. That's what you got to do in mixed, especially if a guy's very aggressive. Keep that guy honest. That is where you can eat. Great shot by Natalie Bagby. Tried to stay down on that ball at her feet. Couldn't quite find the right arc to get it over the net. They need to get off three. They've been here a while. High third, cracked right at the feet of Rivera by Lucore. That'll be crunched every time. That the third has got to be precise against two players of this caliber. Good hold there for Rivera and Bagby. Can they find a good third and get up to the kitchen line and get off that number three? Again, drive is up. Great shot by Booth, straight down at the feet of Rivera. There's the difference of a ball that bounces. Rivera was in complete control of that point. The seventh was going to be a winning shot and just caught the tape. Little confusion and miscommunication there. Booth lunged just a bit like he was going to take that one, did not, and Lucore was not ready. Good low drive by Booth. Extending the lead here. Lucore serving at 7-3. Again, we'll switch sides at 8. Great misdirection by Booth. And here we are at 8-3, switching sides. And folks, later today, we will be watching live on ESPN Plus. That's right, you can go to ESPN Plus to watch this afternoon's matches. 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific. Go to the website ESPN.com or the ESPN app. Click on ESPN Plus to sign up or to log into your ESPN Plus account. Once you are in your ESPN Plus account, just click on schedules and replays, and then live now starting at 5 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Pacific. You can also find the streaming information at usapickleball.org website or on all our social media channels. So I'll be calling that with Dom Catalano this afternoon. They'll have 2 of us in the booth. We are back. We've switched sides. Jen Lucore serving at 8-3. All right, Bagby and Rivera need to get that ball down, get up to the kitchen line, set up Rivera, that lefty forehand in the middle. We saw it at the beginning and haven't seen it in a while. Can they get that executed? Just not sharp so far here. You know, Booth and Lucore certainly put pressure on that, but that's the formula. Again, Lucore does a nice job of attacking a third that was up, putting it down. Love the idea of the topspin lob off the air on a volley. That's, you saw that was going to be a winner or out. There was no getting to that. Everyone's got their momentum forward for a dink and just missed it deep. Booth just says, I used up my net balls in the first game. That one doesn't roll over, or excuse me, in the first half of this match. That doesn't roll over for him. Again, we're going to 15, 3-9-1. And now we see a little fist pump by Bagby there. Finally off 3, got to 4 here. Can they keep doing it? Again,
4-9-1.
The construction is get that ball down and get up there and find a way to get you something. Nice serve. And can 2 become more? We will see.
5-9-1. Second server.
Great angle by Bagby, but an even better angle by Booth. Bagby might have had a really tough ATP. Tried the lob, sailed deep really, really well. I see your angle and I raise you by Booth there. Really nice. Again, a little more patient on that. Get up to the line, see what you can do.
Second server.
Nice job by Bagby to cut that volley down at the feet of Lucore.
9-5-2. Side out.
5-9-1. See if Bagby and Rivera can continue to chip away here at the lead.
5-9-1.
Couple balls in the middle here have created just a little bit of confusion. There was certainly a ball in there that Booth usually makes. Rivera creeping in on the serve returns, got him in a little trouble. Bagby perhaps seeing the issues in the middle, kept putting the ball there during that point, and a much larger lead is now 7-9. Almost had Bagby serving in the wrong place, but figured that out, and here we are, all arranged. Like to see Rivera step in and get that last one there. Much better point constructions coming from Bagby and Rivera here, though. Missed return certainly will give even more confidence to Bagby and Rivera, as it's just 8-9 now. It's often hard to put that deeper lob away in pickleball, so what you saw there is just keep throwing it up and see if they can make them, and Booth was able to actually hit that between them as your opponent separates, looking for that angle that we've talked about, which is an effective overhead, sometimes straight down the middle. Once they are parted, the C's were parted, Booth delivers a deep overhead down the middle for that winner, but that lead is just one now with Kevin Booth serving at 9-8.
Yes, you. 9-8-1. Second server.
You can see the tennis form there from former #1 player in France and number 41 in the world, Natalie Bagby there, and great finish by her partner, Rivera.
Point.
Nice low ball there. Bagby not quite able to put that in the kitchen. Finds the tape.
Side out.
Oftentimes the net court creates a problem, but Rivera with that forehand in the middle with the lefty was able to hold it. Was able to hold it and find the line.
10-1.
Pointing to fans that he hit that shot for there. So they're feeling confident here at 8-10-1.
Second server.
8-10-2.
10-2. Side out.
Bagby will learn on the footwork there that if she's going to let Rivera take that, just go, don't take a step back. She would have been in a much better position to volley that ball.
Point.
Booth ready for that reply.
Timeout is called by the receiving team. The score is 11-8-1. 1 minute.
So we got a timeout here. Bagby and Rivera fought back. Couldn't quite get to tied. Got to 9-8. Now Lucore and Booth have run off a couple. I like the timeout there. Settle back in. Hit a good deep return. Lucore and Booth have been here a million times before, so the run that was thrown at them is certainly not going to bother them. I think they've done a good job when they've been scoring of dropping that ball. Kevin really putting pressure on Bagby and Rivera. The presence there making them think about what they want to do. Lucore finishing the ball when it's up. Booth loves his misdirects. He's been using those effectively today, but you know, Bagby and Rivera just got to hit good deep returns, put some pressure on Lucore, try and make them hit a really tough third based on a really good return. That's what you always want to do coming out of timeout. If you called it and you're returning, hit a great return here. Let's see what Bagby has out of the timeout. 11-8-1. Heard the aye grunt from Lucore, who played a very solid point. Bagby put the ball low, and Lucore was ready. Well executed on that forehand that she loves. Good hands by Lucore to set Booth up there, and suddenly we're just 2 points from a victory. Nice stab volley by Bagby there. Get one stop. Can they get the second one?
13-8-2.
There's that misdirect disguise that Booth is just known for. A couple balls there to do more with that Bagby and Rivera had a chance to put more pressure, didn't, and end up losing the point, and we are at match point. Great dig by Lucore, and then nice ball up the line by Bagby. They got the ball back. How long can they keep it to keep us going here at 8-14-1? Rivera's apologizing to the fans, which is a thing now, so, or waving. Love it. 9-14. Love the camaraderie out here. Lucore says no to a timeout there, and it's 10-14. Like the idea of the Bagby shot there to go behind Booth on the backhand, roll that over there, just didn't execute it. 10-14. Can they make this a little closer and put more pressure on Booth and Lucore? Why did Kevin Booth catch that? Because it hit his body, then the paddle. That does not count, although nice try, and here we are at match point again. Oh. You hate to see a match end that way. Good fight from Bagby and Rivera to get back into it, but Lucore and Booth will advance 15-10. We'll talk to the winners right after these breaks from our sponsors.
Hey, I'm Ben Johns, and I'm here to tell you why the pros prefer the Franklin X40 Pickleball. I really like the durability. It's pretty rare that I crack one of these. I really like the balance in the ball. I really love this ball because of the color. The visibility at any time during the day is always extremely easy to see, so I think it's not just for the players, it's also a great spectator ball.
Slightly favored backhand. But hand-eye coordination.
All right, Dave Fleming back here with our winners. Kevin Booth, Jen Lucore. I'll start with you, Jen.
Yes.
Got up and then they made a little run at you. What were you able to do to push forward, and you guys really finished strong there in the end of that match?
You know, I just did everything that Kevin told me. And then I'm like, oh, perfect, got the point.
And what did, okay. And yeah, all right.
Yeah.
And what, pray tell, did you tell her, Kevin?
You know, just try to make me look good. Yeah. Nah, just keep it in play. We tried to keep it on Natalie. She's obviously a phenomenal athlete, but she's a little new, so we knew if we kept on her and I was aggressive, it would put pressure on her. And like Jen said, she did what I asked her to do, and to a T. It's hard work making the guys look good in mixed doubles sometimes.
Mixed doubles is exhausting, let me just tell you. It's exhausting.
It's exhausting mentally, isn't it, Jen? Yes.
You're just
So,
hold on for the ride.
so what happens when you're playing someone that's not someone you've played a lot against? You know, what can people learn? What were you thinking about? Obviously, I told our viewers that this is a very accomplished tennis player, Natalie Bagby.
Right. So the cool thing, you guys, is a lot of these accomplished tennis players are coming on pickleball, and of course we welcome them because we want all players. But you can't play tennis with them, right? Because she would beat me in tennis. So it's like, okay, we got to play pickleball with the tennis people. We got to soften it up. We got to dink to kind of get them out of that whole tennis mode, ripping the ground strokes and stuff. So giving that whole variety is very helpful, and for you to learn at home.
All right, there's your free tip from Jen Lucore. Good luck, Kevin Booth and Jen Lucore.
Thank you.
In your next match. We'll be right back later at the USA Pickleball Newport Beach Championships.
Slightly favored backhand. Much hand-eye coordination.
Hey, I'm Ben Johns, and I'm here to tell you why the pros prefer the Franklin X40 Pickleball. I really like the durability. It's pretty rare that I crack one of these. I really like the balance in the ball. I really love this ball because of the color. The visibility at any time during the day is always extremely easy to see, so I think it's not just for the players, it's also a great spectator ball.
All right, Dave Fleming here. Welcome back. USA Pickleball Newport Beach Championships. We're ready for another game to 15. We've got Jennifer Lucore in the white with the white visor, and Kevin Booth versus Matthias Johansen of Sweden, now living out here in California, and Carolyn Way, very accomplished tennis player from Northern California. So two big-time tennis players battling two long-time pickleball stars in Kevin Booth and Jennifer Lucore. This is going to be a good battle. As you can see on the screen, we've got the 4th seed versus the 6th seed. Booth just hit a nasty little warm-up serve that Way was not even able to touch. So we'll see if he brings that out in the middle of the match. But when we last saw Johansen, he was all over the court. We'll see if his aggressiveness level is at high octane plus. Lucore and Booth are used to playing against aggressive guys in mixed. Here we go. Nice misdirect by Booth, sets up the point for them, and he puts it away and quickly on the board again. 1 game to 15 here, folks, in the backdrop. Nice backhand overhead from the tall Swede, Johansen. They get the ball back again in this tournament. You can come all the way around out of the back draw and win it, and that's what these two teams certainly hope happens. Heavy serve by Way, really put Booth at a disadvantage, but Johansen sails the forehand deep. Another big deep serve. This one from Johansen sets up the forehand, which was probably sailing out. Lucore could not bring her paddle down. It's a great thing to practice, folks. Let that ball go. It's hard to do. Johansen, very accomplished singles player in the senior pro game, has really come on strong in that area, and you can see why with that huge forehand we saw there. Different strategy for at least that point here, where they left Johansen on the right side of the court and are going to leave him there again, it appears. He sneaks in, and Jen Lucore very consistent with that forehand volley, gets body behind it, perfect placement behind where Johansen was, and now they've switched back to him on the left side. Good job by Way, staying in the dink. It's the way they're going to need to do that, and then set up Johansen. A little more patient than when we last saw them. Great flick by Booth there. Caught Johansen leaning the other way. Really nice execution, well inside. Lucore expecting Booth to continue once he was engaged there, did not. Yep. Johansen quickly figured out that they had won. Much like we saw in the first time we saw Wei and Johansen. This is Drive Fest USA, folks. 1-4-2. Booth can't believe that ended up in the net. This ball he's going to put away. Most times that drive was up and did not have a lot on it. Nice point that ended up in an unexpected place off the net cord, and Wei just couldn't quite finish. And you know, one of the other big advantages of someone playing as aggressively as Johansen is you make your thirds even closer to that line because you want to keep it away, and it creates errors. It's a big part of this. Great job by Booth. Johansen was sitting back in on that, and he brought that ball back down the middle for a clean winner. It's the disguise that he brings to the table is significant. Nice job by Wei, keeping that ball down. Keeping that ball down.
I'm afraid if I commit too much, I got you all screwed up. Just step back on me when you see me come over, okay?
Make him think.
We have 5, right? Yes. Thank you.
See if their big serves can set them up again for the Johansen drive and get into the kitchen. Johansen topspin lob third. Was not long, but it was wide. Interesting choice. Can be effective on occasion. That's just a big serve followed up by a perfect drive. I'm sure that is something every one of his singles opponents has seen. Great combo there.
Oh my God.
And the big serve makes you want to find his backhand, and it creates an error there. So pressure creates different patterns from your opponent, and Johansen certainly forces you to think. Good eye by Wei there. We're knotted at 5. Wei seemed to be in between here on the replay on a drive or a drop, and that just ended up being a no. It smoked right down the middle. Nice finish by Booth. Again, the disguise from Booth takes a ball that looks like maybe he's dinking to Wei and just pulls it into Johansen's body for a winner. Also saw a topspin lob off his paddle there. You know, sometimes your opponent will hit a shot and you'll be like, huh, maybe I should do that. Good hustle by Lucore, couldn't quite get there. 6-5-2. Great angle by Booth. Way had a big chance to put the ball away earlier in that point, but attacked cross court. Attacked that back down the line where she got it. I think they win that point.
You.
Great job by Booth of closing out the middle there, and we're going to switch sides at 8. So again, Wei and Johansen hanging in there with this, trying to set up that big Johansen forehand and get to the kitchen line. When that dissolves, they need to get calm and get to the kitchen line with balls at the feet of their opponent. When they don't do that, the Lucore and Booth attacks, misdirects some of the Booth wizardry where he hits the ball where you don't realize it's going for. The other thing I want to remind everybody is this afternoon for all the medal matches, we will be live on ESPN Plus from 2 to 5 Pacific. That's 5 o'clock Eastern time. So go to ESPN.com or download the iOS or Android app, sign up, or log in, click on schedule and replays, and then live now, and come find us. Myself and Dom Catalano will be on the call on ESPN Plus. All right, so we're all set. Our ref, Monica Stampback, originally from Melbourne, Australia, has a great Australian accent, calling a great match here. Another awesome certified referee. Beautiful Lucore looping forehand that Johansen couldn't reach, and then Wei is in a bad spot. When your partner goes, you assume they're going to finish, and he could not reach it. We haven't had a lot of long dink points here today. That wasn't even a long one, but it did have some dinks in it. Let's see if Wei and Johansen can get going here at 5-9. Again, the serves are the key to this for them. Good try by Johansen there, but definitely got the ball he wanted. Unlucky with the rollover. That could have easily stayed on the Lucore and Booth side of the net. Wei's been cracking her serve as well. Let's see if she continues to do that. Just relentless pressure there. Lucore trying to block that ball down so it's not as attackable, but Johansen is coming. The sun breaking through the clouds a little more here. That'll pop the colors here on the screen for you. Yeah, the drives in the transition area to two people that are set at the kitchen line is really a tough place to win. Wei kept cracking it there, but they're ready. Drop that and come up. Then you can get a ball that you can be offensive with. 9-7-1. Again, 1 game to 15 here, folks. Great looping forehand topspin dink that put Wei in all sorts of trouble, and Lucore able to take it and put it away for the winner, and they're at 10-7-1. Johansen switches to try and take that shot away from Lucore. Booth misses a ball. He had lots of options on there. I like that Johansen said, I'm not watching Lucore roll that forehand and put Way in trouble, so he's come over to that side.
No.
11-7-2. Again, Monica Stamp back on the call here as the referee. Way with the flick. Luckily for her, the Lucore paddle got there before the Booth paddle did, because the Booth paddle was ready to do some damage. That flick in the middle, fortunate, I'll just leave it there. Johansen ready to hit that big serve, see if they can come back. Another big serve. Had a few return errors off the Booth paddle here in this game, and it's what big serving pressure can do, because you know you don't want to leave that next one in the middle. A little bit of a gift there, and that's 2 in a row that bring us back to 9-11-1. Booth said to himself on the earlier one that he missed that they're back, why don't I just drop it? And there you can see perfect execution of that. Great hustle there by Johansen, but unable to scoop that over. We're at 9-11-2. It's an interesting formation here with Way serving and then staying over there. It got them in trouble right off the, literally the formation they chose to start with. Booth is questioning how on earth he hit that ball that was sailing way out. We'll be right back. 3 points from victory, Lucore and Booth, here at the USA Pickleball Newport Beach Championships.
Slightly favored backhand. With hand-eye coordination.
Hey, I'm Ben Johns, and I'm here to tell you why the pros prefer the Franklin X40 Pickleball. I really like the durability. It's pretty rare that I crack one of these. I really like the balance in the ball. I really love this ball because of the color. The visibility at any time during the day is always extremely easy to see, so I think it's not just for the players, it's also a great spectator ball.
All right, we are back. Dave Fleming here, thrilled to bring you this awesome senior pro mixed doubles. Lucore and Booth lead 12-9 in a game to 15. Again, we saw Johansen's soccer earlier. He's not happy to be kicking that ball around after a miss into the net, and Booth and Lucore are 2 points away. That pattern has worked this entire match. Lucore rolls across court. Kevin Booth comes in and cleans up the ball off the way paddle, and they are 1 point from victory. And folks, that will do it. Lucore and Booth, our 4th seed, advance over Way and Johansen. We'll chat with them for a minute and then switch over, as I mentioned before, to this afternoon's affair on ESPN+. Thanks for joining us at the USA Pickleball Newport Beach Championships. Again, to remind you how to get there, starting at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific. Go to ESPN.com or download the iOS or Android app. Sign up, log in, click on schedule and replays, and then live now. We look forward to seeing you there. I'll be back with Booth and Lucore right after this.
Hey, I'm Ben Johns, and I'm here to tell you why the pros prefer the Franklin X40 Pickleball. I really like the durability. Pretty rare that I crack one of these. I really like the balance in the ball. I really love this ball because of the color. The visibility at any time during the day is always extremely easy to see. So I think it's not just for the players, it's also a great spectator ball.
Slightly favored backhand. But hand-eye coordination.
All right, Dave Fleming back here with our winners of that match, Kevin Booth and Jennifer Lucore. And Jen, when you're playing someone who is as aggressive as Matthias Johansen is, what was the thinking coming into that?
Oh my gosh. So just really be ready, have that paddle in front of you because it's coming hard and low, and most of those would have been in for sure. So it's like you just got to get in front of it and block it back.
So you've got all that going on, but obviously, Kevin, you guys were able to keep the lead. They made a little run at you and then come back. What were you able to do to push yourself to the end and end up winning this match?
Lean on my partner. She hit some great drops and kept the pressure on her, which allowed me again to kind of roam and do my thing. So it's, again, Jen does the hard work. She just makes me look good. So it worked out great. She played awesome.
Yeah, I saw, Jen, you even forced them to change strategy with that forehand roll where they moved him around, which was something they did not want to do. Why don't you tell everybody about that forehand roll, what it does for you and what it does for Kevin on the thirds?
I do a lovely forehand roll. It just keeps them moving around, right, and keeps them low. We have our targets, right, and if you can stay on those targets with whatever particular shot and stay on the game plan when it's working. So it was working for us, so never change it, and it's a beautiful thing to be talking with you again.
If you talk to me, that means you won. So you're going to have a big battle coming up. Cammie McGregor and Mills Miller versus these two. That's their next match. We'll be back at the USA Pickleball Newport Beach Championships later. Congratulations to these two. We'll see you a little later.